That is not what I expected at all. A trick. Today, we're going to be trying out something I really enjoyed using in Gen 8 with the Swagger Slowking and the Own Temple Mudsdale to give attack boost to the Mudsdale. Let's see if the combination still holds up or maybe kind of became worse in Generation 9. Let's see how it goes. This team features Hard Trick Room with Slowking and Mudsdale to utilize Self Swagger, boosting Mudsdale's attack stat by 2 stages and Own Temple preventing the confusion, as well as Intimidate attack drops. Amoonguss and Annihilate can help with Final Gambit and Rage Power to set up Trick Room. Iron Ball Torkoal, which might have been for opposing Torkoal mirrors and still does well under Trick Room, while Choice Band Dragonite can be a great late game cleaner. If you would like to check out the creator or the details of the team, they will be linked in the description down below. Indeedee, Murkrow, Armarouge, the Meowscarada, Annihilate, and the Mousehold. Okay, this is the beat up one, which, okay, that's going to be a little bit complicated right here. I have Rage Powder on my Amoonguss, but how do I set up Trick Room? I mean, I can Terra Flying the Slowking, I guess, which isn't like terrible. Armarouge could be a little bit of a concern though. That Pokemon is definitely a mass threat. I don't exactly have the best ways to deal with it. So I say Torkoal is probably not being brought here. Eruption could be nice. However, I don't really see it putting in too much work other than maybe against Meowscarada. I think I'm going to go with the Slowking here and kind of want to try Slowking Amoonguss out. Let's just see how it goes. If they leave Meowscarada, I could always just switch out maybe into my Dragonite, which I don't think is too bad. And I do think Dragonite's also a pretty good late game cleaner, especially, again, Armarouge is very problematic. Torkoal can't really break through it. If it stays in Terra Fire, sure, but, or if it's like a Fire or Psychic type, but if it's Terra Grass, then yeah, I cannot break through it because of Flash Fire, preventing me from going for any Fire type moves. So we will see. My plan here is to either A, bait the Meowscarada and get rid of it as quick as I possibly can, or B, get Trick Room up, damage, and then Dragonite endgame cleans up. Those are the two goals that I have right here. Let's see what they're going to decide on. It's going to be the Annihilate and Mousehold, which, okay, this is a pretty good lead for me. I am able to lead my Amoonguss plus my Slowking right here. And I can just go for that Trick Room very safely, or, yeah, I mean, there's no reason not to Trick Room here. I just wish I had Rocky Helmet instead right here, but yeah, this is fine. Let's go for a Trick Room. Let's go for a Rage Powder. And then we can Spore, and then maybe like getting Slowking. There's quite a few things we can do, so go for the Rage Powder. Actually, this Annihilate, is it Vital Focus or Vital Spirit? I think it might be. So we're going to see a beat up right here, which really is not doing any damage to me. It really is not. Okay. And then the Rage Fist is just not going to do any damage. They go for a Bulk Up, which makes sense. I do have Clear Smog. I do got to watch out for boosting this Pokemon too much, which is something I do have to be concerned about. Trick Room does go up. I think if I want to do anything, these could be protects because the Spore is just really threatening. So maybe I go for the Swagger here and swap out into this Mudsdale. And I think I'm going to try it. Might as well. I don't think they're going to go for Follow Me right here, unless they're really afraid about Spore. But if this is Vital Spirit Annihilate, I would just protect here and just bulk up again, or maybe like get an attack off. So let's see. They protect the... Okay, they protect the Annihilate. Does this protect on Mousehold too? Excellent. So I'm able to call a really passive turn and get momentum, which is really nice. I did expect maybe a Protect from Mousehold. Protect from Annihilate just ends up really working out, as I am able to get this Swagger off. And because we already own Tempo, we are not going to be confused here. So this is excellent. Now I can go for a Psychic right here into the Mousehold very safely here. And I can go for that Heavy Slam, I think. Heavy Slam should pick up a knockout, and I'm not risking it, as I think this is Friend Guard Mousehold, so I'm not risking missing the high horsepower if I don't have to. So here comes a Heavy Slam into the Mousehold. Does pick up a knockout. No more Friend Guard. Excellent. And then I can get to +4 with Mudsdale, which should threaten a lot of damage. They go for a Bulk Up again. Not too surprising. At this rate, I haven't given them any Rage Fist boost, so Clear Smog is just looking really good anyway against the Annihilate. And again, Rage Powder or Rage Fist at 50 base power and Drain Punch at 75. Even at your +2, this is a Mudsdale right here. We're going to see the Indeedee come out, which is very understandable. I probably has to redirect the Slowking right here. I think my play is just to always Psychic or Swagger. I think I Swagger again. Yeah, I Swagger again. And I'm going to go for a high horsepower into the Indeedee slot. I wonder if they protect Indeedee. If they protect Indeedee, I get a free Swagger, so it's not too big of a deal. If they go for a Follow Me, then high horsepower either can KO the Indeedee, potentially it's +2, or put in range of Psychic Slowking so I can focus the Annihilate the following turns. So regardless, I think this is an okay position. They do go for a follow me. That is really not that difficult right here, as we will go for a Swagger here. Could have went for an Earthquake, but I don't really see myself. Like, I could have went Dragonite and Earthquake, but again, I really don't see myself needing to get the KO on Annihilate. But I would Psychic there just in case the Indeedee protected on a really aggressive play. And yeah, High Horsepower just obliterates the Indeedee. So excellent, excellent. It's looking really tough for them right now. Rage Fist gonna be fired off here. It's only 50 base power, but it is at +2 into the Slowking. Doesn't even pick up a knockout. As you can see, Annihilate kind of has to get like hit. And the thing is, I am not hitting that Annihilate, and I redirected the Mousehold beat up from earlier. We're gonna see the armor. Okay, that is a Pokemon that could be concerning here, because that thing does some damage. I could go for, I have a few plays I could go for here. Dragonite isn't a bad play in Earthquake, but it really just depends here. This could be Terra Grass. If it's Terra Grass, I might want to go for like an Ice Beam plus High Horsepower, which isn't a bad play here. I think I'm gonna try Ice Beam in the High Horsepower, or I could close combat. But the thing is, I don't feel like I have to make an aggressive play yet. I really don't think I have to. Let's see. They do go for a Terra, makes sense. But which Pokemon? Is it Annihilate or is it... Okay, it is the armor. It is Terra Grass. Okay, so kind of wish I committed and went for like a Heavy Slam or close combat, but if they did stay in regular form or like Fire Psychic, it wasn't really like that great for me. So here comes an Ice Beam into the Armor Rouge. That actually is some pretty impressive damage. If High Horsepower can pick up the knockout +2, that's amazing. Should have Terra'd then. Should have Terra'd, but it's okay. All right, they do get a Berry back. How much damage are they doing? This is Expanding Force. It's gonna hurt quite a bit. Ooh, Slowking survives actually, and a Rage Fist. Okay. So I haven't given you a power up yet. Yeah, so Mudsdale survives, but Trick Room does return to normal. So not amazing here. Not amazing. Okay. Gotta figure out a plan here, as Annihilate is still very scary. I still haven't used my Terra, which is kind of awkward here. I do think maybe hard Dragonites to play. Can I win with Dragonite next to Mungus? I definitely can, I think. I think I can. I think my play here is just to go for a Psychic here into the Annihilate. Yeah, I think I'd sack both of these Pokemon. They've kind of done their job, so I'm going to Earthquake here and go for a Psychic. Rage Fist is going to come out, but it's probably Rage Fist Expanding Force. If you Trick Room again, this would be a strange position. But I highly think you're just going to take the knockouts right here. Exactly, yeah. Expanding Force. Going to take down the Slowking. All right. So Annihilate can't pick up a knockout right here. My play is just to always go for Dragon Claw into your Armor Rouge and go for a Spore. And then I can Rage Powder the attacks with a Mungus. And 100 base power Rage Fist at neutral isn't like a very threatening attack right here. It's pretty much the same as +2 realistically, but getting rid of the defense boost is really important here. So we'll go for a Dragon Claw here. We're going to go for a Clear Smog into the Annihilate, and then we'll just Rage Powder, I think, and go for Dragon Claw, and then that should seal up the win. Still, maybe I should have Terra'd the Mudsdale. I think Terraing the Mudsdale would have probably been better, because I just am not Terraing at this point. So definitely going for the Terra would have been better here, but at this rate, I think I do win, especially since my Dragonite is faster, which is nice. They Rage Fist my Mungus too, which actually should help me seal up this game even further, because a Clear Smog here, 100 base power. I guess technically now leftovers, yep, but it doesn't confirm if it's Vital Spirit, but I think it's Vital Spirit. And this is still Choice Band. The Dragon Claw should still do a ton of damage. We're gonna go for a Rage Powder here. We're gonna give them another boost, but I think a Mungus survives another one. And if they go for bulk up, I mean, I still can just add up the damage with Dragon Claw, because Dragon Claw should still be doing a decent amount, especially with the Choice Band. Yeah, it's doing half right here. Rage Fist gonna come out. 150 base power, but I should live. Yeah, I think this seals it. Okay, because Dragonite just gets too many hits off before the Annihilate can do anything. You're not recovering anything because of Drain Punch being resisted on the Mungus. You also don't have any attack boosts, so yeah, endgame Dragonite did end up cleaning up. And yeah, that's what I was mentioning before. I either had a very safe Rage Powder plan plus a Trick Room right here, and if they let something different, then I probably had to go Dragonite like on the Meowscarada. And if they, they led Masquerade, I just go with a Dragonite early and then try to sweep with Trick Room. But because they went for this, I was able to get like very, very good damage right here. So unless there's something crazy about Annihilape, and Annihilape is a pretty strong Pokemon, maybe they could go for a bulk up right here. I think their play is probably to attempt to bulk up into like getting the leftovers healing and then hoping that they can live one Dragon Claw and survive the attacks right here. But at this point, I'm pretty sure I win. I also have like a play I could just go for the Terra with Dragonite to avoid the Rage Fist. So that is another option that I do have. So I feel I have a very safe win con. They have to get multiple reads right, and they just go down to Twist Band Dragon Claw. Looks like I got a high roll there. So yes, Mudsdale breaking through their lead. Or not lead, but the mouse hold, as well as getting rid of Indity. I one-shot both of those Pokemon. And then got some pretty heavy damage into the Armor Rouge, and then just being able to take care of the Annihilape because it wasn't able to do much afterward. Dondozo, Tatsugiri, Pelipper, Floatzel, Hydreigon, Grimmsnarl. Okay, we got 4 water types with rain here. Okay. I do have the... I mean, Double Dark is not exactly amazing here, but I do really like the Amoonguss here with the Slowking. I think this is a really good combination against my opponent's team. Do I have to bring the Sun mode here? Maybe. I do like Mudsdale a lot here. Mudsdale's definitely the play. I do think the Sun mode's probably it. I guess one of the No, I think I actually bring Annihilape in the back. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with Annihilape in the back. The reason I'm going to go Annihilape in the back is so I have a backup to like Dondozo, Tatsugiri if they do it the late game. Because if they decide to go for, let's say, if they're not Terra Steel on the Dondozo, I could just clear Smog and threaten it. But if they do try to get like a late game Dondozo Tatsugiri, I do think Final Game is really important here. Grimmsnarl, Hydreigon lead here. Okay. Not sure what to expect. Are you some kind of fake out here? Like fake out Amoonguss and Dark Pulse would be pretty bad here. I mean, I could use my Terra, I suppose. I don't really need my Terra for much. It does help out against the Dondozo a little bit, but let's just go for the Spore here, I guess, into the Hydreigon. Maybe I should just Rage Powder. Rage Powder isn't bad, but if they do fake out the Slowking and go for Heat Wave, that's pretty rough. I think I'll just Rage Powder, though. I think I Rage Powder and Trick Room. Let's see. I don't expect fake out on this team because I don't think it needs it. I think Parting Shot makes a lot of sense here because you can make a lot of different plays with Pelipper. Yeah, so I am able to get the Rage Powder off. No fake out. That's amazing for me here. Probably screens are going to be set up here. Yep, light screen. Okay. And we're going to see a Heat Wave does come out. All right, so a Spore would have been better there, but, you know, not much I could do. That really doesn't do that much damage, thankfully, and we are able to get the Trick Room set up. So this is really nice here. Now I have a pretty safe play, I think, of just going out into the Mudsdale immediately. And I mean immediately. Save the Amoonguss just in case that Dondozo comes out later. We're going to go for the Self Swagger into that Mudsdale. And then +4 probably can KO the Grimmsnarl with Heavy Slam. And I'm not really too worried about a Hydreigon at the current moment because it's probably just going for Heat Wave again. It's just not doing enough to assault this Mudsdale. And if they protect, even better. Unless they foul play the Amoonguss, but I'm expecting it's just Spirit Break or, yeah, Reflect here coming out. Not too surprising. Able to get a Swagger off into the Mudsdale. And now, +2 Mudsdale. We're about to get +4 afterwards. So, yep, I think Hydreigon might stay in, might retreat here. I'm not really too scared of the Hydreigon at the moment. I am slower with my Slowking, so under Trick Room, it will move before the Mudsdale, so I can go for the Swagger into Mudsdale and just Heavy Slam, guarantee it right here. Sucker Punch, okay. I don't think Draco Meteor KOs me. Missing the... That's actually a really bad miss. Now that I think about it, that's a really bad miss, because this probably lives to Heavy Slam. Oh, it doesn't live to Heavy Slam, okay. I mean, I would have had a +4 Mudsdale, which is definitely better than +2 for threatening. Draco Meteor shouldn't KO Mudsdale. Yep. As it wasn't Life Orb, that damage was kind of sad earlier. I wonder what kind of Hydreigon this is. It's not Life Orb or Choice Specs or Assault Vest, so it's probably, maybe it's the Scope Lens set. We're going to see the swap into the Dondozo right here. Okay. Which makes sense. This is probably Tatsugiri coming in. I just go back into Amoonguss, and that's why I liked having a Annihilape here. I just felt like it was pretty good here. And we're going to go for a Psychic into the... Or maybe an Ice Beam here. Yeah, I think Ice Beam is okay. Because if the Dondozo protects and the Hydreigon attacks. But, like, I don't see really Dondozo as much of a threat. Because just the Clear Smog factor should, like, negate a lot of things that they could go for. It has to be Terra Steel. We're gonna see the Tatsugiri come in. Yep. I guess if they sub, but if they have sub, I wonder if Slowking breaks that. Okay, they get the commander. Again, if I get the damage into Dunzozo, it does put in range of the final gambit from my Annihilate, and that's a pretty huge factor. I think Tatsugiri is actually the strongest Pokemon that I'm going to have to worry about the end game, because like just the Draco Meteors in the end game are going to be really difficult right here. We're going to see a order up come out into the... What was the Mudsdale? Okay. Wait, there's a Trick Room left. Last turn, Trick Room. This should be Protect realistically. I'm gonna Clear Smog immediately. I don't think I have to Spore here because I don't know if they're goggles. And I'm gonna go out into my maybe Annihilate here. Or do I want to stay in? Actually, I'll probably just get the psychic damage off. Yeah, I'll get the psychic damage off into the Dundozo. I don't know. Oh, they don't protect. Interesting. Okay. And they don't Terra, so this is a Clear Smog into you. And I get a special defense drop, but Clear Smog's more important right here. Excellent. Nice. And order up. So, I mean, they're going to be +1, but +1 is a lot less scarier, especially because I have a Citrus Berry. So, excellent. Really solid here. Okay. Now I just got to figure out how do I get Trick Room back up safely. So I think now I just go for a Spore here into the Dundozo, and I'm going to go for maybe just another Psychic. I could go Annihilate here, but you know, keeping endgame close combat seems really strong here. So you know what? I'm just going to fire Psychics and Spore here. Let's see if there are Terra. No Terra's order up going to come out. All right. So, I mean, again, I really don't mind this position. I'm able to get free Psychic off into the Dundozo. And yeah, this is looking really bad for them because now I get Spore off. They're not safety goggles. And now I can Clear Smog, Psychic once again. And I can go for... Actually... No, I'd Clear Smog, Trick Room. Or I could Grass Knot. I mean, Grass Knot's going to do a lot to Dundozo, right? I imagine it does a lot to Dundozo. So you know what? Let's Grass Knot and Psychic. I don't think it KOs Dundozo, but... should be a good amount of damage right here. So I should Trick Room though. Actually, yeah, I probably should Trick Room. I didn't want to waste turns to Trick Room, but yeah, Trick Room was probably better here. Psychic going to come out. Although if Amoonguss faints, I don't really mind. Yeah, I don't really mind because then I just get free Trick Room, go back into Mudsdale, and then go for like swagger stuff. So yeah, they do go for a... They are asleep another turn. Grass Knot will come out. Maybe I should have kept that alive so I could have Psychic and pinned the Tatsugiri slot. Yeah, I think that might have been better. I have definitely been playing the Dundozo turns a little bit sloppy, but here is the Trick Room right here from my Slowking, and right now I can go for a Spore into whatever slot I really like. I've also been stalling out the screens. Yeah, actually that Grass Knot would have done a lot more. I kind of forgot about Light Screen here, but here comes Hydreigon. Really, the Tatsugiri is my biggest threat here, so I'm actually going to target down the Tatsugiri. With Psychic plus the... Yeah, going to go for Psychic here because I think Mudsdale or Annihilate with the Terra should be able to beat the Hydreigon. This Hydreigon, again, is really weak. If they are the Scope Lens Focus Energy set, I'm not really... I mean, it could be an issue, but Mudsdale can KO the Hydreigon with close combat. They have a Terra. They are going to go for a Terra. Ooh, Terra Grass Tatsugiri could be bad, I suppose. It's going to be the Terra on the Hydreigon, actually. Okay, Terra Fire going to be revealed here. Not surprising. Okay. I guess Annihilate's a bit of weaker endgame, but I think it's okay. Spore into the Tatsugiri. I wonder what their moveset is. Probably just Fire Move or Heat Wave, Draco Meteor, which we saw. Protect, which we saw. Last move, not sure. Say Asleep. And a Heat Wave, okay. So this will do an okay amount. Yeah. Does KO my Amoonguss, but Slowking is kind of just hanging on. That was a crit on Amoonguss. I don't think it mattered because it's now Terra'd. Okay, let's bring out our Mudsdale here. Reflect Wear off too, which is perfect timing. The only problem is, I suppose... I think I win this by going out in a Mudsdale here. I think I go Mudsdale. I'm pretty sure I'll live a Heat Wave. I might live a Dark Pulse just because, again, I am Assault Vest. So I think my play here is just to double up or... Yeah, it's to double up the Tatsugiri. Yes. With Heavy Slam and Psychic. So I'm going to double up the Tatsugiri because A, they might not have Protect. B, because it could be like a choice set. B, the Heavy Slam is going to get redirected to Hydreigon if I did get the knockout, which I did. And now I should try to reverse Trick Room and I win the game with Final Gambit here. They Snarl, okay. Which again, my Mudsdale is tanking just fine right here. I guess if they crit me, that's kind of annoying, but like if they crit my Slowking. So maybe I think the perfect time to Terra is now and go for the Trick Room right here. Yes, I think it is. Because I don't need the Terra Dark on my... I don't need the Terra Dark on my Annihilate to win the game. Also, this should be just in range of close combat from Scarf and Annihilate in general, so I should always win. We already know it's not Choice Scarf. So we will go for... Actually, maybe close combat second would have just knocked out the Hydreigon now that I think about it. But maybe it's just not a risk I should take here. But then again, I could get crit Heat Waved or something on my Slowking. Or crit Snarled. Wait, so this is Snarl, Heat Wave, Draco Meteor, Protect. Okay. They actually went for Heat Wave, which makes sense to KO the Mudsdale. Yeah, like Slowking survives, and it would have survived a crit regardless, so I had a feeling. Like, I'm pretty sure the only way they knocked out Slowking was with like a Draco Meteor. We reversed the Trick Room here. I think Psychic would have just KO'd. However, I was like very confident Slowking taking attacks with the Terra. And now I can just go for a close combat with my Choice Scarf and Annihilate and guarantee to win. If I missed the knockout with Psychic, might have been a little bit strange, but then again, I think there were like multiple just ways to win. I don't think this was a bad turn of events regardless, but just to be safe, close combat and Hydreigon might have been able to perform an better execution by just clicking Psychic there. However, still guarantees to win regardless because Hydreigon goes down. No dangers of like crits anywhere. It seals up the win. Very nice. Okay, Hydreigon, Golden Go, Gyarados, Maushold, Amoonguss, and the Grimmsnarl. Now, definitely some scary choices right here. There's the Maushold that is pretty terrifying. There is the Amoonguss, also pretty scary because I do have Trick Room. I think my game plan is pretty linear into this. I think it's Amoonguss plus the Slowking right here. And then in the back, I do want to bring the Mudsdale and Torkoal. Torkoal going to be really important. Mudsdale as well. The only concern I have is the Gyarados. Now, I don't know if they're bringing Gyarados. They definitely can. I think Amoonguss is going to be brought in this. Grimmsnarl I can see. Hydreigon I think is a must. And then the last Pokemon, Golden Go makes sense to me. It can dish out a lot if you like make sure that you're protected against the Torkoal. The Gyarados has the... I mean, Gyarados also has some potential. And the Maushold maybe. Population Bomb just does a lot there. So I could see them with all six, but I do think that the main Pokemon you're going to bring, Amoonguss for sure, Grimmsnarl pretty much, and Hydreigon I think are a must. They might not bring Grimmsnarl, but I think Hydreigon and Amoonguss at least are a must right here against my Trick Room team. So let's see what they're going to decide to bring out as the lead. Hydreigon and a Golden Go lead. Okay. Which I am completely okay because as long... I mean, if this is Choice Specs Hydreigon with Snarl, maybe it'll do a lot, but there's no reason not to just try to Trick Room and Rage Powder here. I don't really need Amoonguss to win this game at all. So that's what we're going to go for. Let's see what they decide to lock themselves into. I like the idea of maybe Swagger and a Heavy Slam the next turn. It depends on their Terra, of course, on the Hydreigon. Maybe if it's Terra Fire with Heat Wave, this with Choice Specs, this might be a mistake. Because this could be definitely Terra Fire. I don't remember them having a good Fire type on their team. And this KO's Amoonguss. The Shadow Ball gets redirected. So maybe my best play was to Terra my Slowking immediately. We'll find out. Looks like that's not going to be the case though. Okay. This might just be Snarl here, which I wouldn't be super surprised about. That is not what I expected at all. A trick. So it's Choice Scarf. And they got a Citrus Berry. Okay. Oh. That's scary. That's actually scary. Okay. I was not expecting that setup, but I mean, I'm not locked into a move with Amoonguss. I think my best play is always just to Swagger here my Amoonguss and just go out into my Mudsdale. Because I feel like that they should fear the Spore. Like, one of my plays that I could just easily make is by Sporing the Hydreigon and switching out my Slowking right here. So I'd be kind of surprised if they let it be vulnerable. I'd imagine, like, Golden Go switches out and protects from Hydreigon. Or that also works as well. That's perfectly fine. Okay, that's really ideal. So, Oh, come on. Stop missing the swagger, Slowking. Ah, jeez. Well. Let's hope that... Well, let's get that KO. That's a really annoying swagger miss. Because then I could have just like swapped into a Moongus and went for a close sometimes, man. Sometimes this game. But it's okay. It should be Terra Fire. But if they're Terra Steel, it's okay. Like, Terra Poison is the only one that actually is a very big concern. But let's see what they can. The annoying part is... a Moongus is coming in for them. Yeah, that's not a Moongus. What is that? Grimmsnarl? Gyarados. Okay, so cool thing about Oblivious. Prevents Intimidate. Very nice. But Gyarados is actually a very big threat. Swagger. Very nice. Okay. So now I'm +2 and I get the close combat off into Hydreigon. So I would have liked getting maybe like a Moongus in because I could spore the Gyarados. If it's not Safety Goggles. If it's Safety Goggles, maybe then yeah, then it wouldn't have worked. But even just Grass not in the Gyarados is some decent damage. All right, let's see who they're bringing out next. I did get rid of their Hydreigon. If they bring out Golden Go, I probably just target that with high horsepower. But a Moongus is coming in for that slot. Okay. Yeah, I think this is all right. I'm definitely going for a Psychic here, I think, into probably the Amoonguss slot and just switching out into my own Amoonguss. Because there's no, even though I'm +2 Mudsdale, there's no reason to sacrifice Mudsdale when I don't have to, right? Like, there's an Amoonguss that I literally have that can just switch in. And then they can't spore me at all. The worst case is if they KO my Slowking, which I think they need like an actual grass move. So let's see if that's going to be the case. But I'd imagine they want to try to spore the Mudsdale before he gets out of hand. Because Rock Slice, if I had it, would be pretty powerful. Psychic going to come out into the Amoonguss. So a lot of damage into Amoonguss. Very nice. Spore, yep, into the Mudsdale slot. Oh no, into Slowking. Interesting. Dragon Dance is set up on the board. I do have Clear Smog though, and I think I'd rather Clear Smog the Gyarados. Yeah, I'd rather Clear Smog the Gyarados. It's the last turn of Trick Room. They have Golden Go in the back. That's okay. Trying to figure out how like the best approach to this is. I think it's just going for a Psychic here into Amoonguss still. But I like the Clear Smog attempt because just if it's Terra Grass on the Gyarados, I don't want to lose momentum, right? Because if they Terra Grass there, if they Terra Grass here, it's kind of actually a little bit difficult. So let's see if they protect or not. They just protect. Okay, they don't commit their Terra. Kind of wish they did, because if they did, a free Clear Smog would have been great here. But a Psychic, free damage, I guess, into the Golden Go. Yep, not bad. And Clear Smog into what was the Gyarados. I wonder if this is Terra Flying, because if it's Terra Flying, that's actually really awkward here. I think I Trick Room. I should cover the Terra Flying option, I guess. I'm going to go into Mudsdale here. Yeah, I think that's okay. They're probably Shadow Balling my... Probably Shadow Balling at least. I don't know what they're doing with the Gyarados though. I'm just going to try to figure out. If it's Terra Grass, I can bait it and then Torkoal comes in for free. So that's not too bad. You do see a Terra. If it's Terra Flying... I don't know. I still think that I can go out into... Okay, yeah, it's Terra Flying. Perfect. Okay. I don't think Mudsdale is nearly as important as my own Amoonguss here. So that works out. Terra Blast going to come out as +1. It's going to do a decent chunk. Well, I guess. Shadow Ball. Yeah, I mean, losing both Pokemon. I mean, Torkoal was so safe. And that's super unfortunate. Although, I don't think this game is realistic. This is actually probably over. Actually, now that I think about it. Hold on. I have a Choice Scarf and Amoonguss. I mean, I think Terra Blast and a Shadow Ball still KOs the Amoonguss. That's a problem here. I have to Terra the Amoonguss too to survive the Terra Blast. Yeah, no, this was actually pretty still a bad situation. But yeah, having Mudsdale around might have allowed me to tank one attack at least and threaten high horsepower into Golden Go. But now Rage Powder, I suppose, and hope I crit Eruption into the Gyarados. If I was Charcoal, I might be able to KO Gyarados, but I mean, I don't think I do. It has high speed def. Let's see. Gonna go for the Terra Water Amoonguss. Kind of have to here, and I need to get the Eruption off into this Gyarados and crit it here. Because otherwise Amoonguss is just going to come in and spawn my Torkoal and then it's like game over 100%. So here comes Terra Blast coming out once again. Amoonguss should survive one. Yep. It is taking life or recoil, so maybe that could be a factor. Power Gem. Okay. If I was Specs, I would have just like loved winning here. But Power Gem, make it rain Shadow Ball Trick. Huh. Come on, Torkoal, give me an Eruption. Either KO or like put it into range. Ooh, that's so close, but it's not enough. Man, if I was Charcoal, it'd be so much better than Iron Ball here because I'd just be able to... I would have just KO'd the Gyarados. That's so unfortunate. Amoonguss is going to come in. And now their best play is to go for... Like, I literally can't outspeed. I'm just going to Eruption. Their best play is just to Dragon Dance and Spore the Torkoal. Or Protect too. That actually helps me more though. Because if I get the first turn Wake, this is really good for me. Yep. Okay, I have to Eruption here. I still have turns of Sun, which is thankful at least. I Flamethrower. I think I have to Eruption because I think Dragon Dance here. Unless they have Sludge Bomb. If they have Sludge Bomb, then yeah. But they do Dragon Dance. Okay, Torkoal, you gotta wake up, buddy. You gotta wake up. If you wake up, we win. Okay, I really need you to wake up now because if we don't, we lose. I need you to wake up, Torkoal. Big Eruption. Goodbye. I knew they had to Dragon Dance. Pollen Puff was a smart play. But I'm really glad I got the Rage Powder mind game. Although I didn't think they would ever click in Rage Powder. I thought they would have just either... Oh boy. I knew Dry Dance was coming, but... That makes up for the crit, I guess. Oh, that was too close for comfort, but Torkoal putting in the end game work right there. Let's go over to games. First game lead was really ideal as I was able to position Mudsdale to get some early knockouts while having Dragonite and Amoonguss to clean up the late game Annihilate. Going for the Terra on Mudsdale was better to secure the knockout on Armor Rouge and because none of my other Terras were really good for the end game anyway, so I might as well have just popped the Terra on Mudsdale. Second game was the same idea with game one, getting a safe Trick Room and positioning Mudsdale, forcing the Dondozo combination early that Amoonguss was able to stop with the Spores and the Clear Smogs, and then my opponent really did not have many tools left. Third game, things were pretty scary. However, going for the Eruption the late game, covering the Dragon Dance, or if they went for an attack, they took life of recoil and lost Gyarados, would have ended up sealing the game. However, it was very difficult to just handle that Gyarados, especially not knowing the Terra. Mudsdale's still a pretty strong Pokemon. I know Meowscarada could be a little bit difficult. I think if I had a different Terra type on the Mudsdale, it could have put in a lot more work, but definitely some fun combinations. Wish I could have went for Earthquake next to the Flying Slowking, but overall, the duo was able to put in a lot of work. If you would like to check out the details of the team, it's on your screen now with the rental code, and they are also in the description down below, including the creator. Go check them out. Otherwise, you can subscribe to the channel and check out some of my other VGC videos.